Good evening. Welcome to SEC Baseball Reaction. I'm your host, Chris Lee, joined by Graham Doty. It has been an interesting day across college baseball. We're going to get into a lot of games. We did have an earlier reaction from the 4 games earlier today in the losers bracket this morning. We're not going to get into those since we already did. Instead, we'll touch on the other 9 games tonight. Graham been on the road coming back from the Nashville Regional and got home just now. And so I see Texas is trailing UTSA 9-7 in the 9th. Vanderbilt just got beat by Louisville 3-2. So Vanderbilt in the losers bracket playing tomorrow afternoon, and Texas on the verge of joining him. Not something I think we thought we'd be seeing a couple of days ago.
No, the Texas, man, their best moment happened in the 8th inning. Like, they had 2 on, nobody out, and then you got to give credit to the UTSA pitcher. He just bared down and was able to. He got back-to-back strikeouts to get out of that spot. So big moment in that game, and UTSA was able to get out of that jam.
Is that the last one going?
Yes. Every other game
Okay.
has been finalized.
How did the West Coast get done before the South and the Midwest?
Yeah, so I'll say this again. 8 o'clock Central Time first
Terrible.
pitch should be illegal. And
Yeah.
like most SEC teams were 8 o'clock first pitches today. Vandy, Auburn, LSU, Texas. I feel like somebody else.
Let's see. Vandy, Texas, Auburn, LSU. I don't think Arkansas was 8 o'clock, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I think they were earlier. Tennessee was earlier. Georgia was earlier. It was Oklahoma. No, Oklahoma was 6:30. That's right. Now I guess it was. Let's see. It was LSU, Vandy, Auburn, Texas, and Arkansas all had 8 o'clock first pitches. Okay.
And Arkansas just took care of business and finished fast.
Right. That's why it didn't seem like they started at 8. Yeah, I don't know whose idea that was, but
And I mean, it's on ESPN Plus, you know?
right.
It's not like it's linear. I don't get it.
Yeah. Okay, you were at home. I was in the ballpark watching other stuff on an iPad. What stood out to you tonight?
I'll say this. You know your game is boring and in control, like the LSU Dallas Baptist game when it was hardly ever on squeeze play. They just never went to it.
That's true.
Just because LSU was in complete control of that one. They only went to it late just because all the other games were being finished, and so they put it right next to the Texas game. So what stood out? I mean, Auburn. That game was pretty close in spots, and then Ike Irish just started to do Ike Irish things. Like, he had a late home run to create separation, and Auburn had their largest crowd ever at any game tonight, and they were just able to hold on and beat a red-hot Stetson team.
How was Sam Dutton tonight?
Good enough. Not like super sharp, but certainly good enough. He earned the win tonight.
Okay. How many pitches did he go?
A decent amount. Hold on, I'll pull it up here.
Texas got the tying run on now, by the way.
They did last inning. Hold on. Sam Dutton pitches tonight. 111 and 6 2/3. Struck out 3, walked 3, gave up 5 runs.
Goodness.
But they only used one arm out of the pen.
And which was who?
Hetzler. 2 1/3.
Was their closer. So
yeah.
They didn't mess around tonight. Dallas Baptist has just done it. How about that? Or excuse me, Texas San Antonio. Wrong. Midwestern, mid-major. So Texas and Kansas State will play tomorrow morning.
Yeah, kind of a mixed bag today for the SEC.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It's been a mildly disappointing tournament so far, I think. Is that fair?
I'd say so, especially from some of your host teams, but also some of your, I mean, like Vandy, your number one overall seed losing today. Now that game was close, and you were obviously there.
Yeah, I think to me, one game isn't a concern. It's they haven't hit for 2 straight days now. They've had 5 hits. I think 5 tonight and 4 yesterday or something like that. Like Louisville and Wright State aren't exactly the cream of the crop of the pitching in the tournament. So I think Vanderbilt's got the pitching to get out of it, and so does Texas. But they both got to get the bats together quickly.
Yeah, and Wright State is the opposite. Like they can really swing it, and can they out hit Vandy? That's the question.
Yeah.
So you got the top 2 seeds that got to fight their way out of the loser side of the bracket.
Isn't that crazy?
And they put the graphic on the screen. When that's happened, only 37% of the time has somebody come out of the loser side of the bracket to win the regional.
In any regional or in those seeding cases?
Any regional.
Yeah. Now, I think both those teams have more pitching than most teams in that spot.
Yeah, Texas and Vandy. Yeah, that's the difference with those two. Yeah.
Yeah, I think their odds are a little better in that regard. In fact, I would still bet both of them come out. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think Texas's like their biggest competition is going to be UTSA. Obviously, now that they're on the winning side of the bracket, and like to me, that's clearly their main threat. And for Texas, like their offense was good enough tonight. Double-digit hits, just defense let them down, and pitching.
Yeah.
Josh Super Chat, you see what he said? Weakest top 2 overall seeds in a long time.
Who were the 2? Tennessee and who was 2 last year?
Let me pull it up.
Matt's in the house. Matt hadn't seen you in a bit. Matt, KU does not have a chance because KU got eliminated today. UK, on the other hand, is still fighting.
Yeah, same letters.
I think Matt, I'm pretty sure Matt knows the difference. As he said, wash my mouth out. Matt's one of our Kentucky basketball regulars.
I'll tell you what, that's an interesting game tomorrow for Kentucky. Clemson, Kentucky.
Yeah, Clemson doing that thing where it face plants and it's regional again. Who had Miami as maybe one of the best ACC teams in the tournament?
Yeah, Kentucky was the number 2 seed last year, by the way.
Oh, okay. I'd forgotten that.
Kentucky, but yeah, Miami, part of that is they got a gift in Columbia beating Southern Miss. Like, that is a gift.
Yes.
Yeah, mostly Ice wants us to talk about Murray State a little bit. So congratulations to Murray State. A lot of positive buzz about, just a 4 seed making it to this point. I was surprised that it's been double-digit 4 seeds to make it to this point. Quinn, a super chat.
Say that again.
Hold on, I'll try to pull up the stats, but like Squeeze Play did a really good job. They put a graphic up of every number 4 seed that has gotten to this point, and like who went on to the supers and who did not. So it obviously happened last year with Evansville. They obviously got matched up with Tennessee in the supers. We know how that worked out. But it's happened like 4 years in a row now where a 4 seed has been on a 2-0 point.
I would think that, like with the dynamics in college sports, that you would think the chances that could happen would be less than ever. With the transfer portal sort of spreading the talent across the power teams, particularly from the ACC and the SEC. And I mean, you go look through the draft prospects for this year that are high school kids, and boy, it is loaded with kids with those two conferences. Yeah, you have some Big 10 and Big 12, like the traditional powers, but it's overwhelming.
Yeah. The status since 1999, since the format has been what it is, Murray State is the 10th 4 seed to start regional play 2-0. 6 of the previous 9 have made it to a super regional.
Say that again?
So since 1999, since the format has been changed to what we have right now, Murray State is the 10th 4 seed in a regional to start a regional 2-0. 6 of those 9 have made it to a super regional.
Okay. Yeah, once you get in the driver's seat in a regional, it's other teams have got to do some stuff to get you out of that. Josh said nasty work by the committee putting the 3 best teams out to play each other: LSU, Arkansas, Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee was the 13 or the 14 seed. I mean, I get what he's saying. Tennessee, if it catches fire, is as good as just about anybody, but I do feel like the right side of the bracket is harder. Michael, yes, Texas just got beat by UTSA. So your team's in the driver's seat. Wow, this is not a list I would have expected. These are the teams that are 2-0 in regionals: Louisville, Miami, Florida State, Southern Cal, North Carolina, Arizona, Coastal Carolina, Auburn, UTSA, UCLA, not Irvine, Murray State, Duke, LSU, West Virginia, Wake Forest, and Arkansas. Tennessee and Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
So that is, we've got, let's see, count them up. We got a 2 in Louisville. We got a 3 in Miami.
A 4 in Murray State.
Hang on, I'm going down my bracket in order so I don't miss. A 1 in Florida State, a 3 in Southern Cal, a 1 in North Carolina. Arizona was a 2, right? Yeah. A 1 in Coastal, a 1 in Auburn, a 2 in UTSA, a 1 in UCLA, but a weaker 1, a 4 in Murray, a 2 in Duke, a 1 in LSU, a 2 in West Virginia, a 1 in Tennessee, and a 1 in Arkansas. So you got 8 1s, 5 2s, 2 3s, and a 4. And we've had how many 1s knocked out? Oregon?
I think they're the only one.
Okay.
They went 0-2.
Yeah. I think at this point, North Carolina's got a great shot.
Yes.
Florida's still going to be tough there. Arkansas is going to walk in that one, and I think Tennessee is going to do the same.
Agreed.
LSU, I think, is going to do the same, and
Agreed.
Arkansas is going to do the same.
Yeah.
Of the 2s, who do you like most?
Duke.
That's the one I like the most, too.
Just because they're very similar to Georgia I just think those teams are even.
Yeah.
I don't think like the only advantage for Georgia is that it's at home, you know?
Yeah. Southern Cal, I have no idea what to do with that one. Oregon State,
So
St. Mary's will play losers bracket tomorrow.
the graphic they put for SC has not played in a regional final since 2015. They have not made it to the Super since 2005.
Goodness.
Yeah. And like their history is insane. Like from the early days, from when they were
Yeah.
like they were the college baseball program forever before other people started to care about it.
I saw them play in one of the last years of Rosenblatt.
Did
Well,
you?
I guess it wasn't one of the last years, but I saw them play back in their heyday out there. And I think have they been to Omaha in the modern format?
If they haven't been to a Super since 05, I mean, I doubt it.
Yeah.
I mean, in my lifetime, I can't really remember USC being a thing.
Yeah. Let's see. Home playoff was terrible, says Quinn.
That's a lot of places. You're just
Yeah.
like, it is what it is.
Ball strike calls, you're just not sure what you're getting these days.
Yeah. Hawks Barbecue asks if I've been to Baum Walker. I have, and it's beautiful stadium, great crowd. I was actually there for their first game against Washington State this season.
Yeah. Got a lot of Arkansas fans in the chat.
Well, they should be stoked, and they are right. If Tennessee and Arkansas wins the regionals, which I think they will, that super regional is going to be like, sign me up for that, front row seats.
No joke. That'll be the one that gets ESPN, I think, don't you?
For a variety of reasons, yes.
Yeah.
Why in the world does a higher seed have to be the visiting team? I think that's a dumb rule too.
I do too. I think it's you do all these things in the season. You play 60 games or so to set up for the postseason, and then they, other than letting you play at home, they try to negate everything.
Yeah.
I hate it at the major league. You've heard me harp on that at the major league level too. It's even worse than the major league level. Like you could go 115 and 47 and play somebody who went 81 and 81 in a wild card game, and you get a 1 game advantage at home. That doesn't seem fair to me.
How about this? Like the even crazier thing is like when you get down to like the tail end of it for like those Monday games, they literally flip a coin.
Yeah.
Like who came up with that?
The NCAA. Let me look. I didn't see, what was Kate Anderson's line tonight for LSU?
I'll pull it up. I mean, it had to be good. LSU is the first SEC team since 1991 to go back-to-back shutouts.
Yeah. That's why I picked them to win the title. The top end pitching that you're seeing now.
The other one that did it, Florida did it in 91.
Man.
All right, Anderson, 7 innings, 4 hits, 11 Ks, walked to 106 pitches.
Yeah.
And they, for kicks and giggles, they put the freshman out there, Schmidt, and he struck out the side.
Dallas Baptist can hit a bit.
Yeah, not tonight though. Bullpen didn't give up a base hit.
I think one of the biggest shocks of the tournament, and we've seen some upsets, seeing Kyson Witherspoon get lit up like that. And I know I didn't see exactly how it happened. I know he gave up 6 in the first. I think he gave up 6 unearned tonight. So I didn't see exactly how that went down. But putting 6 on him in any circumstance in an inning is hard to believe.
And it's got to be so deflating for Oklahoma. Like, you do the risky thing, you start in Malachi, you get the win, and then you got to be feeling good coming into this one, and then just a 6 spot in the first inning. Yeah, so his line, 9 runs, but only 3 of those are earned for Kyson tonight. Oreo's barking. Oh, Oreo's in the house.
That was the 45-second howl.
Okay.
Which probably woke my wife and kids.
My dog is currently passed out literally right behind me as we speak.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. He is a strange dog. He's also a cold-blooded killer. He took out a baby rabbit this week. I think he took 2 of them out.
Okay, I thought it was a mole. I'm more impressed with a rabbit than he caught a
I
rabbit.
think it was a. Well, there's a mother rabbit that has put a nest of babies in one of those flower boxes in our backyard, and he's just been all over it.
Yeah. We got some interesting questions. Nick asked if I prefer burnt orange or orange as a color. Nick, I'm going burnt orange. Let me ask you this. Those Texas uniforms tonight, you Longhorn fans, do you like the pinstripes or no pinstripes? They both look great, but I think I like the no pinstripes more.
Is Texas the only team in the league that all of its uniform combos are just super sharp? I mean, I don't know if it's the only one, but they're like everything they wear looks great.
They are up there, but yeah, you are right. Even their road grays are incredible.
Tennessee, I watched a little bit of that. I think you got to be encouraged tonight that you. I mean, Phillips even picked a guy off in a key spot. They got through it. Russell gave them another good outing until they ran out. Now, look, their pitching is a little not quite what you'd want it going forward now that you burn Russell tonight, but I think the pitching in that regional is just trashed, period. So their setup is, I mean, they've got as much talent left as anybody. I mean, they've got more talent left than anybody on the mound. It's just, can they get some consistency out of it? And I think I'd be astonished. Like if LSU, Arkansas, or Tennessee lost a game tomorrow, I'd be floored.
Yeah. David Locke, not the voice of the Utah Jazz, but Chris, he wants to know, and I was wondering this, why both Vandy and Louisville wore white uniforms tonight.
We were asking that too.
Those Louisville uniforms, that's a hard look. Those. That is a hard look. They're trying to be like the Houston Astros from like the Nolan Ryan days, and it just, I don't think it looks good.
I'm not sure what I was wrong about here. Their closer is pretty good. The rest of the staff is kind of pedestrian. The kid Forbes is their best guy. He's probably a second rounder right now, and he threw the opener.
Did you see, by the way, Luke Smith put something on social media before the game? Did you see that?
No.
Yeah.
This right here is why LSU, to me, is the favorite to win it.
Yeah, that is insane that those two guys haven't even pitched yet.
Yeah. What else have we got? I think we hit on all the night games at least a little bit. Florida State, Mississippi State, we didn't hit on that one yet. Arnold, I think, was pretty good for most of the night. I was still surprised that State threw Pico Cone.
Yeah. Well,
and that was batting practice early.
Because of all the weirdness. So outside of the home runs by State, they didn't really do much offensively.
Yeah.
Florida State won 10-3. Let me look. Yeah, so all of State's home run or runs came on home run. Solo shot, Sullivan. We haven't talked about him enough, but my goodness, like what a portal get that was for Mississippi State.
Noah Sullivan.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
he's not even their best. Like obviously, Reese is from Houston, and then Hunter Hines, who just continues to add on to the record books in Mississippi State. He had a 2-run shot off of James. So Jamie Arnold gave up 2 home runs, and his team still wins by 7 runs.
Yeah, the ball was, both those guys were giving up some licks early in that one. I had a thought and I've lost it, probably because it's midnight.
Easy to do. Somebody made a joke earlier, like Vandy and you could have used the drink that you've been drinking.
God, yeah. I think my biggest issue, I was doing the math. I think I might have put in 100 hours this week.
Why would you want to do the math on that? You can't do
I
it.
don't know.
It's just not gonna
Out
make
of
you feel
stupid
good.
curiosity. Yeah. Are those Louisville City Connect jerseys? Is that what they call them? I don't hate them as much as everybody else does, and I guess I kind of like the old Astros throwback look. But I like the way the Astros did it a lot better.
Yeah, the Astros that like they crushed it. Louisville, I just feel like it's missing like a couple stripes here and there.
Yeah, well, the numbers, they stick the numbers right on the back of those too, and you can't read them very well. Not that anybody's much reading numbers these days, but for whatever it's worth.
How you doing, 70 asks, is Mason Nichols starting for Ole Miss tomorrow? Hasn't been announced. He's definitely going to be available. I think Ole Miss was waiting to see who won tonight between Murray State and Georgia Tech to see who they were going to start. But he is on the table for sure.
Who in the world gets out of that one? I feel like those are going to be 4-hour games here on out.
They are, just because all the offenses are pretty good. And like Murray State and Georgia Tech both used a ton of bullpen arms tonight.
Thank you, Fishman. By the way, Fishman, I haven't seen you in a while. Glad you're here. And thank you for the super chat. Yeah, Townsend is one of the
midweek starter. Yeah, he's the other option. Townsend, midweek starter. He got the start in Hoover. Pitched really good. He's a future Friday night guy.
Yeah. Yeah, who does start for Auburn tomorrow? Chatterton would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I really don't know what else they would do.
The comments are coming so fast that every time I go to put one up, I've moved down and I get to the next one.
We got a bunch of baseball nuts in. I love it. We're at 12,
I do too.
At 12:10 in the morning, Central Time.
I don't think there's anything I like more than just the strategy of all this stuff. I mean, the basketball tournament's great, and that's one of my favorite events. But like baseball is a different game every day, just based on your pitching, and trying to figure out like, okay, we're gonna. We need to get this and that and whatever. And well, if we throw this guy today to try to win, or, we're down a run, we're taking a chance that our offenses can catch up. It's like you can double down a lot of times and lose big.
Well, there's way more strategy, at least in the regional, for college baseball than basketball, because you got 3 different opponents that you could play. And you gotta work the matchups.
By the way, I missed a huge super chat from somebody, and my apologies.
Was it Quinn? Quinn had like 4. Josh has had a couple.
Yeah, and to whoever it is, I'm there's so many comments here. I'm scrolling through them. It was not intentional. It's the fact that these are coming so quickly, and it's been a long week.
We got like 3 in a row about the Auburn home plate umpire.
Here it is. Okay, Quinn, I'm so sorry. Home plate umpiring has been a little uneven.
Yeah, guys, this is what it's going to be until they make them their full-time jobs and employees. Like these are all part-time. Difference between college and Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball, that's a full-time gig, and those guys get benefits.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna let you come up with the next topic or two while I take care of a little business. If you guys have not seen these, Game Day Sidekicks has just joined us as a sponsor. They make these incredible stainless steel tumblers, and what you can't see is how well these things are made. I've got a teenage daughter and a wife here, so I've got more tumblers than I can count. And I can tell you, none of them come close to stacking up to these. This paint, I don't know what it is. It's like an enamel, and it is solid. I mean, I don't know how many tumblers we got where the lettering and whatever comes off. That is not going to be the case with these. Very reasonably priced. The details on it, officially licensed stainless steel drinkware. All SEC schools, 350 universities. Just top of the line market quality. Great for ice retention. All the logo printing is done in Knoxville. Just tons of designs and logos. You can get your favorite team. You can get the SEC tumbler, which is my favorite. You can get the one with the mascots. That's super cool too. You can get sippy cups, tumblers, 40-ounce bottles, shaker cup, anything that you want. Our guys at GameTime Sidekicks have it. Go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Enter the promo code SE16 to get 10% off. Don't forget, we've got Father's Day coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Get these for your dad and get one for you too. These things are, I knew we were going to have a partnership with them, and I had some in the mail, and I came back from the SEC tournament, and I was like, holy smokes, nobody told me these were this nice. But buy one, you will not regret your purchase. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of tumbler love. So we'll sample. He says he's got 3 teenagers and a wife. He hasn't seen a cup since 2020.
That's about right.
Nick says in about 12 years, am I ready for my daughter's tumbler phase? Nick, man, I've been there for 3 years because my wife is the one that got me on them. So like hook, line, and sinker, baby. We are in.
Well, for teenage girls, I can tell you, like what's cool changes like from year. One year, brand X is cool, and next year that's out of date, and some other thing is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Me not being cool, I just let her handle that and keep up with it.
Isn't that every dad with a teenage daughter?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't cool
I'm
anyway,
not
but
yet.
that settled it. So
yeah, I'm not there yet, but I know it will be. All right. So let me find it. Somebody had a really good question. I'm not going to take credit for it, but I got to find it. Here it is. Cade Mills. 9 SEC teams in the losers bracket. Who are we most confident in coming back to win the regional?
Okay. Let's set the stage. I'm going down the left side of the bracket, and then I'll go down the right side. Vanderbilt's got Wright State tomorrow. And then winner gets Louisville. Mississippi State's got Northeastern. Winner gets Florida State. Oklahoma's got Nebraska. Winner gets North Carolina. Florida's got East Carolina. Winner gets Coastal Carolina. Let's do those. I think level of confidence, probably Vanderbilt there. 1. And maybe Florida 2. The issue with Florida is Coastal's got really outstanding pitching. But Florida does not burn as much of its top-end pitching as you would have thought. They got Peterson out after 48 pitches in the Friday morning game. So, I would think you could even maybe bring him back and start him if you get to Monday.
I think he's definitely on the table, especially if they make it to Monday. But again, do you trust the Gators with all the injuries that they got at this moment in the season?
Look, Kevin O'Sullivan barely got over 500. Not even just in the SEC. I mean, overall last year. Had to win in Hoover to get to the tournament, and they were one of the last 4 standing. I get it. I just never count that guy out.
I wouldn't count him either. Count him out either. I mean, he's got the track record for sure.
Let me
And
see who they.
that environment tonight at Coastal was incredible. They hit a grand slam to break a tie, and that place was going insane.
Okay, Peterson's thrown 48, so he can come back at some point. King has thrown 94. I would think he'd be done for the week. Clemente hasn't thrown a pitch. McNeely threw 39 yesterday. Billy Barlow's not thrown a pitch. Alex Philpott's just thrown 18, and that was Friday. Caden McDonald threw 20 Friday, didn't throw today. Christian Rodriguez threw 26 Friday, didn't throw today. Blaine Rowland threw 32 Friday, didn't throw today. Every one of those guys is a pretty quality arm. Now Philpott is pretty hit and miss, but the rest of those guys, and Barlow for that matter too. Vanderbilt has got all kinds of guys left. I mean, they've only thrown.
That would be my pick to make
They've
it
only
out.
thrown Thompson, Hawks, Bowker, and Fennell. Quality arms they've got left that haven't thrown a pitch. Nye, Kranzler, McIlvain, Cyber, Green, Guth, O'Rourke. Huseman did throw tonight, so cross him off, but he could come back. Shorey and England Bryan. I mean, all those guys are good.
Matt,
Their
we
issue,
appreciate
they've got a hit. Hey, Matt, how about that?
So he said he's been trying for a super chat. So thanks for restarting your phone. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Matt. That's really kind. Just glad you're here. I love having you around during basketball season. Good to have you for baseball too.
He said he wants me to drink coffee right now. Not happening.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Josh says he's the least confident in Vandy.
Well, it won't be for pitching reasons. They've got to start hitting again.
Yeah. And it's just the total opposite. It's the total opposite for Ole Miss and their regional. That's going to be offense.
Yeah, that's going to be slow pitch softball. Right side of the bracket, we've got, let's see, Texas. I still feel okay about Texas coming out. I just don't think Kansas State's very good. And let me see what UTSA's got in terms of pitching.
Feels like they used a lot of bullets tonight, UTSA.
Yeah, I mean, Texas has got all kinds of arms. Yeah, their top end guys were Orlowski, Kelly, and Owens. Who threw for them tonight?
I got it here.
There's a pretty big drop off to the rest.
Miles got the start. Texas lit him up. Okay. Kelly, Dove, and Owens. He had a 4-inning save tonight.
Okay. So that's one of their better arms. Yeah, it drops off a lot. In fact, they only threw 12 guys all year, like period.
UTSA did?
Yeah, I don't think anybody in the regional threw that few of guys this season.
Boy, life in the American must be nice.
Best guy left in terms of ERA, Mike DiBattista, who threw 15 1/3 with a 5.28. Most innings left of a guy that hasn't thrown, Gunnar Brown, threw 28 2/3 with a 7.85 ERA. Yeah, give me Texas in that one still.
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't stun me if Texas makes it out, just because their pitching is good. And yeah, Josh isn't wrong with that one.
No, he's right. I mean, they got a couple timely hits like last night. Am I finally over my Alabama love? No, I think that was a really good team. I really do. You lost a 1-run game to Southern Miss. They threw their first round dude.
Yeah.
And I can't remember now. What was last night?
It was the
Oh, wait, that's right.
crazy Miami game, right?
Yeah, Cade Snell hit one that the guy had to reach over the fence, I think, and take away or come close, or they win that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just didn't go their way. I thought Rob Vaughn did a terrific job with them. No shame in their season.
Agreed. And compared to what he's working with to everybody else in the SEC, like they're not towards the top guys in resources. Josh, I'm curious, what part of Tennessee do you live in? Are you in the central part of the state, or are you in the eastern time zone? Because if you're with us in the eastern time zone, salute.
Man, no kidding. Yeah, who did you say you think comes out of Oxford?
Oh boy. I don't know. Like again, anytime you got to fight your way out of the loser side of the bracket, it only happens 37% of the time. Josh is in Nashville, by the way, with you, Chris.
Okay. Nice.
I'll ask you, do you think Murray State can hold on to make it out of the regional?
Let me check.
They don't have any pitching left. So do you think the Racers can swing their way out of it?
I'm not sure anybody's got a lot of pitching left in that regional, to be honest. I mean, Ole Miss has got a little bit.
It helped that Ole Miss didn't really utilize anybody today out of the pen other than Spencer. Spencer's a no-go for tomorrow.
Yeah. I wish Bianco had handled a little differently last night. Where's this regional? Let's see. Who did Murray State throw today?
A lot. Like a lot.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll pull it up. I feel like every time I looked up, a pitching change was going on.
Their best arm is probably Graham Kellum, who looks like a reliever for them. Well, don't worry about it. I'm not going to wade through all that. And then who else were we looking at? We were looking at Georgia Tech.
They use more arms out of the bullpen. 1, 2, 3, 4. They use 6 arms out of the bullpen.
Okay.
We're getting a lot of people in the Eastern time zone watching us. We appreciate you guys.
That's unbelievable. I'm in Central time zone. I don't really want to be up. So hats off to you guys.
Only college baseball.
Yep.
Yeah, Josh, I mean, you're spitting out facts, talking about how hard it is to come out of the loser side of the bracket. Sure. That's why it's literally happened 37% of the time.
Where you're putting your money if you had to, I mean, someone to win a regional right now, I would go. Hang on a minute. We didn't finish the exercise on the right side, and then I'll get to that. Because the question a few minutes ago was best chances to win. I still think Georgia's got a decent shot to get out, because I don't know that either Duke or them has got super effective pitching. No, Georgia's got all kinds of power arms, but they don't always miss bats. I don't know what's going to happen in Clemson. I mean, I think right now, level of confidence,
Georgia would be my highest for an SEC team on the loser side of the bracket, and I'm not putting
on any of them.
Yeah, I'm not putting my house on it, Matt.
I can see that. I think getting out, period. Just whether you're on the winner side or the loser side, I think right now my confidence is probably LSU, Arkansas, Tennessee in that order.
Chris, we got a massive super chat.
Whoa. Thank you. Thank you, Mia. $100. Goodness gracious.
LSU.
Yeah, I think so too.
Tennessee is a close second.
You mean earliest from the jump, or excuse me, easiest from the jump, or easiest for what's left?
I'm going with what's left, which is why I picked LSU and Tennessee.
Yeah, I think from the jump, LSU. I thought LSU and Texas probably had the easiest two. I thought Vanderbilt was probably up there a little further down. Arkansas, what it's got left, that's
They're in there too. I forgot
yeah.
about them.
I like at least Dallas Baptist was really good most of the year, and like a team that was challenging for a regional bid late.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody in Knoxville or Fayetteville is there. I mean, North Dakota State still left, and Fayetteville. That's probably the worst team in the tournament.
Man,
Maybe not the worst
still,
team, but the worst hitting team for sure.
and the worst record. Like they're still like 10 games under 500.
Right.
So yeah,
I
those are definitely the candidates for me. Those three.
Yeah, I'm shocked Kansas didn't put up more of a fight.
I'm not. Also, if you read behind the scenes, let's just say their head coach has been campaigning hard to get out of Lawrence.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he's going anywhere now, but he tried.
Who do we think is going to be open?
Job wise,
Uh huh.
in the SEC or just in general?
Like major Power Five schools, or even a mid major that's
I saw
better.
the one to watch is Houston. Now Kendall Rogers put out a tweet that said they gave him one more year, which is the last year of his deal, but they're giving him more resources.
Who is their coach?
Some guy that's been there for like 12 years.
Okay.
But you got to remember, like, they've been in the Big 12 for what, 2 years? It's hard to keep track.
Yeah.
They hosted not that long ago.
Why did Wright State pull their pitcher after 76? Coach said because he'd been walking and hitting a lot of guys. Of course, Vanderbilt still wasn't hitting him. I think that was a big mistake. I mean, play that one over again. Vanderbilt might be out of the tournament already. We did doubt UTSA. Maybe we should have paid a little more attention.
How you doing 70? Murray State might be the best 4 seed ever. No, that would be
No.
2008 Fresno State. They won the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
Pre-Aaron Judge.
Yeah, pre-Aaron Judge.
By a few years.
And they beat a loaded Georgia team.
Yeah. That was Josh Fields and
Gordon Beckham.
And I don't remember who else they had.
Third baseman was a second-round draft pick.
Who was it?
Last name started with a P. When I was in the Cape League, he was in the Cape League.
Okay. Quinn, goodness gracious, thank you.
Yeah, we forgot Auburn too. I feel good about Auburn.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think Auburn's pitching staff is a little underrated. Now, North Carolina State will not be a pushover. I mean, neither will Stetson either, but NC State's got some pitching depth. So watch out for that one, just in case.
Oh, one we missed, Chris. Your question: Georgia Tech is open. That's open.
Oh, of course, Danny Hall.
That's the best job outside of the SEC up for grabs, right? Behind Mississippi State, it seems like everybody knows where State is heading.
Yeah.
Or what's a better job, Georgia Tech or Virginia?
I think without O'Connor, I think Georgia Tech maybe. I mean, you're right in the middle of just travel ball central for starters.
Yeah, I mean, my question is like, what's the NIL look like? I mean, O'Connor's leaving for a reason, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, Virginia fans are not super happy with their AD, Carla Williams, right now.
I wouldn't be either. They're also not happy at Mississippi State fans. Some of the stuff I've seen that has made message board geniuses. My goodness,
Yeah,
like holy smokes!
that's an interesting war right there, Virginia and Mississippi State fans.
Polar opposites. Let me tell you.
Yes, very, very different cultures. Yeah, I can't think of. I don't know. I haven't exactly been following all the
Those are the
outside.
big ones. Those
Yeah,
like those are the three big ones, and especially since Texas A&M announced that they're keeping early.
and yeah, I was gonna say if you guys missed that, that's been announced. How many teams are we thinking make it to Omaha? Thank you, big man Bruce Pearl, for your super chat. Right now,
Future member of Congress, Bruce Pearl, him and Tommy
yeah,
T. Uh, yeah. What's your number? I'm gonna say at least three. History's on my side with that.
I'll go 4 right now. I think I set the over under at 5.5 before the tournament.
If it matters, softball got 5.
Okay.
So you got, and also remember, like if it's Arkansas, Tennessee, like you're guaranteed one spot there.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, I didn't really notice. Hats off to the ACC.
They had a good day today.
Louisville, Miami, Florida State, North Carolina, Duke, all in the driver's seat of regionals. And the SEC, so that's 5. The SEC has got, gosh, nobody. Well, Auburn on the left side of the bracket is the only one in the driver's seat of its regional. And then you've got LSU, Tennessee, and Arkansas. So ACC 5-4 in terms of winners bracket. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Carolina was one of the teams that I really liked before the tournament. If you said make me a list of 5 teams that could win it all, Carolina would have been in there with the way those guys can pitch.
They look good today. I mean, they really did. That place was rocking. They looked really good. I see why people are high on them to make noise in Omaha.
Biggest surprise in the tournament so far, I think it's Oregon going 2-Q.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely up there. To me, Southern Miss losing to Columbia, like didn't see that coming.
I mean, Murray State being in the driver's seat of a regional would be up there.
Yeah, that's one.
Southern Cal kind of sneaking in there. Miami had not been playing that well. And Oregon, I think, did get screwed. I don't know the letter of the law on that, but like, what was the guy supposed to do? The catcher was right in his way.
The base runner, yeah.
I don't know if there might be an upper out there. The letter of the law can tell me that was a good call, and you would know better than I would. But just common sense watching it play. Like, what were you supposed to do?
I feel like we've seen an uptick in that call, like way too much here lately.
Well, I get it, but I've just never been a fan of who cares, you got a bad call, you should have won the game. The umpiring justice system should not be, dictated by that.
I'll be curious to see if they're gonna if they'll have discussions and meetings about this call alone.
Yeah, there was a question a minute ago I wanted to get to. Somebody asked pitching plan for Vandy to win a regional. I guess they'll go Austin Nye tomorrow. I mean, they've got, again, arms are not their issue. They got 10 good arms that haven't thrown a pitch and several guys that could come back. They've just got to hit the ball.
His Sawyer pitch? When did he didn't go today? Today,
he closed,
did he?
He closed last night.
Last night, okay.
All right. Knowing what we know right now, give me your 5 teams the best chance to win the tournament.
Like Omaha,
Yeah, from this point on.
in no order: LSU,
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, I would put whoever wins that Tennessee Arkansas Super. Feel
Yeah.
really good about whoever that is. North Carolina. Those would be kind of the ones that like I feel really, really good about
Yeah, those
right
were my
now.
first 3 pretty easily. If I had to pick another one, man, I don't know. That to me, it's that list and then everyone else.
Who is Auburn matched up with in the
Auburn's
Super?
got Coastal, and I still really like Auburn's team, but I like Coastal's a lot too. And if it's not Coastal, it's going to be Florida. So
I mean, I would take Auburn to get to Omaha.
yeah, I think I
I
would
trust
too.
it. I trust that offense like way more. Like that's going to be the
Yeah,
best offense Coastal has faced.
yeah. Does Kentucky have the pitching to get out of Clemson? Man, that's the wrong question to ask because
Oh
that's
yeah,
their. Now, I'll tell you what they can do. They can put pressure on defenses. And, Clemson is probably squeezing it right now. And Kentucky's the kind of team you don't really want to be playing when you're up against it. So I think if Kentucky gets out of Clemson, it's not the pitching, it's the other stuff. Matt says the Cats have what it takes to win it all. We're talking the Kentucky Wildcats, the Arizona Wildcats, or the Kansas State Wildcats, Matt.
bunch of them.
A lot of cats. Did I
Auburn
get
and
all the cats? Did I include all the cats?
that made the tournament probably. There's a boatload of them. Chris, you got a football question here.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I can find it. Oh, Southeastern 16 going to talk about TV games for the first 3 weeks of the football season.
Where is this?
Will MV had it at 12:37. Geez, and of course, right when I send you down that rabbit hole, we get another big super chat.
Okay. Hey, we're going to talk about football, period. I mean, we cover the major 3 sports, and we kind of do it wall to wall. And I'll be part of that. I think I'll be taking a little break after baseball season. I do basketball too. But let's see. Good grief. Thank you, Mia. Man, this has been a night for super chats. Biggest SEC upset loss tomorrow.
What would be a bigger upset in your opinion, Georgia, Ole Miss, or somebody else?
Well, I mean, the biggest upset would be if one of the teams in the winners bracket got beat.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're asking us to pick one. I mean, if Vanderbilt, I think Vanderbilt's coming out of their. I would still take them, but man, if they don't wake the bats up quickly, that could be one.
Yeah.
I mean,
I forgot about Vandy.
I feel like if you're in the winners bracket, Auburn might lose one somewhere because NC State can pitch. I could see Auburn taking a loss, but maybe still getting out.
We're getting a lot of Texas.
Yeah, I'm not out on Texas yet. I mean, tomorrow's just going to be completely unpredictable. I mean, the tournament's been unpredictable.
Mm-hmm. So it makes it fun.
Yeah. I mean, we sat there, and I hate doing because I'm like, okay, give me the 1 seed here. Give me the 1 seed. Give me the 1 seed. Okay, well, I got to take a 2 seed. So I'll take these guys. And I mean, it's just, you know. So now I'm hating on Auburn.
Also, you got to give Chris a break. It's past his bedtime.
It's been past. I'm not hating on it. Somebody asked me if someone took a loss tomorrow. I think Auburn. Yeah, I'm trying to look at who's got pitching left, right? And NC State's a team that could have some pitching if it beats Stetson. I mean, I don't think any team that is out there that is in the winner's bracket in the SEC is going down out of a regional.
Yeah.
So, keep sleeping on UTSA. Hey, they're playing well. I am a little concerned about the pitching going forward compared to what Texas has got, but you're a game up. So congrats.
Back to back.
Back to back sleeping on UTSA.
Yeah. Does State hire Brian O'Connor today so he can go ahead and try to get guys from the portal when it opens on Monday?
It is hard to win 2 games on the same day, but it's less hard if you got a pitching advantage. And yeah, Auburn absolutely has a chance to make Omaha.
Yeah. Especially with who they're matched up with. Josh, the super chat.
I had 5.5 before the tournament. Thank you, Josh. I'm going under now. But they could still, well, they'd have to get 6. That feels a little steep. So the under's pretty easy there, especially what the ACC has played in this tournament.
Mm-hmm. I would go under. Josh says he's going 6.
Okay. So Josh, let's see. You would be taking, my guess. Well, you get one Arkansas or Tennessee, it appears. You get, I mean, LSU at this point, I'd be stunned. Especially if Clemson can't get out of its regional again. So that would be two of the easiest ones. I still could see Texas getting there. I could still see Vanderbilt getting there. I could see Auburn or Florida getting there. So that's your 6, I guess. I feel like for State, and that's another one we did mention, I wouldn't count that out, but I think being in the loser's bracket, looking up at FSU.
Yeah.
With Cone, you threw him tonight, but you know what I mean.
Well, do you think that they can beat Florida State twice? I do not.
I think they're talented enough. There just has been no consistency against good teams all year.
Yeah. Good question from Cade Mills. Of the remaining teams, game on the line, which SEC player would you want up to the bat to win you a game by getting a base hit? I'm going Ike Irish. I'd feel good about Ike Irish.
Irish is on that list. Andrew Fisher's on that list. I think Riley Nelson's on that list. And I know I'm missing a bunch of guys. Gilroy brothers.
Yeah. Anybody from Arkansas? 1 vote for Dean Curley.
Curley isn't even the guy on his own team that I like in that spot. But Yeah, I think the first two that probably pop out are Fisher and Irish.
I'm taking Ike.
I don't know what Fisher has or hasn't hit in the clutch, but just every time I watch him, you feel like
Mhm.
you have, you know,
It's like it's a moment.
yeah. It's almost like when, well, I mean, this is, but like when it's not quite there, but you know how when Barry Bonds like was, his head was big as a semi truck and he was taking everything under the
Yeah.
sun, you couldn't get him out. It's not quite there, but I mean, I think when Fisher's on a heater, it feels almost like that. Like he might not take you yard, but you're probably going to walk him if you don't. Charles Davalon, that's a good one, because Davalon puts the ball in play.
That is a good one. Somebody said Luke Hill. Luke Hill can be clutch, but not power numbers. All these other guys, like you get the power numbers.
Who had the biggest crowd at the regionals today? I'm
The
sure those
biggest
places were both rocking.
biggest crowd or the best crowd? Because
Well, I guess he
everybody,
said the best.
yeah, everybody was rocking. Fayetteville looked great. Texas looked great. I know they didn't win.
Yeah, I'd be thrilled if Braves took like Irish. Throw him in left, get him to the bigs quickly.
Man, I saw something today, and it was talking about how Barry Bonds is almost traded to the Braves from Pittsburgh in the early '90s. Did you know
Man,
that?
mm-mm.
Could you imagine?
Gosh,
You put him with that pitching staff?
yeah. Chris Sabo. I like it, Matt.
Chris Sabo.
And Jay Greason's not even here to enjoy that. Okay. Oregon, Oregon State, Clemson, Vandy, Southern Miss, Georgia not making out of regionals. Well, one of them already hasn't. And all those other guys are in the losers bracket. So, yeah, Texas and I have no idea what's going to happen in Oxford. Just not even a guess.
Mhm. I don't feel good about Southern Miss
No, I
making it
don't
out.
either. They feel like they run into that ceiling at this level every year.
Mhm. And Quinn, you're right. I was watching it. Like Ike put that game on ice tonight with his home run. Like Stetson would never like quite go away, and then Ike was like, "All right, let me just wrap this one up." Hits a
Yep.
home run.
Can Texas win 3 in a row? Of course. It's still got more pitching than anyone else in the regional. Lenny Dykstra. We're bringing back the 80s baseball here. Lenny Dykstra's a mess.
I just never heard the Barry Bonds thing.
We had Western PA representation. I hadn't heard that either. So what was this? Who broke the story? Or I mean, what was the
It was just,
context of the story?
social media nowadays, like you don't even have to be following somebody. And I was on Instagram and it was a picture of Barry Bonds and it was like, "Did you know that Barry Bonds is almost traded to the Atlanta Braves in like 1991 or whatever it was?" I was like, "What?" I would have been 4. It's like, definitely don't remember that.
We're coming strong with the 80s baseball references.
Daryl Strawberry.
Who can give us the most random 80s baseball player? I want to see this.
Well, we're getting a bunch of them right now.
I think our guys will deliver.
I'm sure they will.
Dale's my guy.
You can't use Google. No Google. Zane
Saint
Smith.
Smith. Chris Chambliss. I met Chris Chambliss a couple of years ago. Is
Nolan
Fennell a
Ryan.
bullpen guy now? He was a bullpen guy today. I think they'll bring him back in relief at some point. Yeah, this is what you want when you're in the winners bracket. You just want other games to go in a certain amount of time. Yeah, great random player here, Nolan Ryan.
Yeah, John Kruk's a good one.
Kruk.
Ken
Thank you,
Griffey
Quinn.
Sr., not Junior.
Yeah. Boy, Smalley.
Crime Dog's a great one.
Eric Davis. I met Eric Davis, too.
In your neighborhood again?
No, in the Nashville Sounds Clubhouse. I mean, it's tough for anybody to win 3 games. Willie Upshaw. Okay, Caleb's got it so far. For the most random. I know the game Matt's playing here. I didn't have Oklahoma's defense being suspect on the.
Well, it was bad early. I mean, that's a big reason why they lost.
Oil can Boyd. The Braves pitcher, that was Pascual Perez. Oh, that's good.
I saw Michael Jordan play in Birmingham when he was with the Barons. Like, my dad was like, we got to go watch him. So hopped in a car, drove the short distance to Birmingham, and got to watch MJ play baseball.
Yeah, I saw him minor league ball here. Billy Ripken. You know the baseball card, the Ripken baseball card.
Yeah. By the way, did you know Cal Ripken's son hosts a podcast, and it's nothing but like baseball talk, Major League Baseball talk, and it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, he had on Mark Teixeira the other day, and Teixeira was talking about why he didn't sign with Baltimore when he was a free agent, because he's from there. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, I might have to check that one out. Always looking for good baseball pods. I tell you what, 1988 Tops is a great podcast. It's a couple of guys that they just take random cards from the 1988 Topps set and just talk about them. And they almost always choose random guys. They don't like go right into Cal Ripken or whoever.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a great idea for a podcast.
Oh, they're terrific.
Quinn, another super chat.
Hang on, I put this up. See if anybody, without looking, Phil Bradley played ball at a current SEC school. See who gets it.
Are you in heaven right now? You got SEC baseball with a mix of 80s and 90s Major League Baseball?
1,000%. I think that's the only way I'm even remotely awake. Wow, I would not have thought that, although it's probably closer, I guess. Where's DeLand, Florida?
Orlando.
Okay. Yeah, I think LSU probably did get the weakest regional.
Guys, for baseball, I'm telling you, Alabama isn't up there with everybody else for baseball, for resources. AKA NIL. I'm telling you, they're not anywhere near the top.
Their money. Here's the thing. You know, football is always going to be king in Alabama. And then when Nate Oates comes in and goes to a Final Four, guess what?
Exactly. Now, their stadium is great. Like, facilities, all that, really good. But
Will got it. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Did somebody guess?
Yeah, it was Missouri. He played football at Missouri, too. I presume he played baseball there. He definitely played football there.
Before they were in the SEC.
Yeah, which, like, hey, speaking of two-way Missouri players who play football and baseball, I was looking on, gosh, I can't remember if it was ESPN or if it was MLB Pipeline. I think it was ESPN's, which would have been, oh, gosh, I can picture him. I saw him in the press box in Hoover. Kylie McDaniel. I believe he had Sam Horn in his top 150 for the draft for baseball. Can you believe that? Yeah. That little blip, I guess, at the end of the year was good enough. I mean, everybody knew that he had talent, but he's been hurt for 2 years.
Sorry, I got distracted by Gick and Bart.
Josh, I would guarantee Tennessee's got more in NIL than Rob Vaughn.
Yes. And they're paying like Tony V's the highest paid coach in the game. Come on. Like
Bo wasn't the first guy to play two sports, but
yeah,
one of the
like
few in our
Archie
lifetime.
Archie Manning played baseball at Ole Miss. Like they went to the World Series with Archie.
Well,
So
what
like
do we mean? Do we mean college or do we mean Major League Ball?
oh yeah, good point.
I forgot Jeff King went to Arkansas.
Did he really?
Who has the most baseball resources in the SEC?
A&M, and then LSU.
More than TEXAS?
Them two.
Okay.
Those are the three big ones.
Josh, you're probably right, but that doesn't mean you're poor. You're definitely in better shape than Alabama. That's right. Jeff King did go number one.
Mississippi State now, yeah, but previously we left out Arkansas's up there too. Forgot Arkansas.
Yeah. Although I do wonder the Cal dynamic, how that changes it.
They got the good policy in like if you live in a state that borders Arkansas, like you get in-state tuition. So like stuff
Yeah.
like that helps.
Quinn, I disagree. You guys cared a heck of a lot about basketball this year. And you're getting there in baseball. I mean, football's always going to be a king at Auburn. I get it. But Auburn's fan base growth in basketball has been unbelievable. Like if I wouldn't have thought in a million years that the basketball fan base would be as passionate as it is.
At both.
Well, it certainly at basketball. Like I used to go to SEC tournaments, and you could, there might not be 2,000 Auburn fans in the place.
Yeah.
Hardly.
Well, to me, you gotta give the credit to Bruce on just what he's done. And like it now, it took him a minute, and Auburn stuck with him. And then like after what the fourth or fifth year, that's kind of when he got the ball rolling.
Yeah. Well, see, Hal, you've had some good coaches before. Now, you may not have had one as charismatic as Bruce Pearl, but you've had some good ones at times. So, and it was still hard to get. Yeah. Must have missed something. Are we surprised that Early didn't get fired? I think we are.
I just think it comes down to money.
Yeah. Quinn says talking about Alabama. Okay. Yeah. Are they still paying Jimbo's buyout? I think they are.
Yeah. That's why that social media thing went viral with like all the schools that are still paying their head coaches, and Texas A&M was like by far number one on that list because of Jimbo.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the world is burning down in terms of legislation and law and order. while we're a little baseball universe, and I think I prefer this one to that one. Like I've only been doing drive-bys on all the news stuff with all that, just because like I'm a kind of guy, like I don't, give me time to wrap my head around it, and to I don't know, it's just too much to bite off with baseball right now. But the SEC meetings and the stuff, that's all kind of fascinating when I catch it in bits. Yeah, I think everybody was surprised. Look at Bart.
Yeah.
Bart's here tonight.
Yeah. He said he brought a UTSA shirt earlier.
Doing drive-bys. Ken Herbeck. That brings back some bad memories. All right, let's wrap this up. We probably should be getting some sleep. Yeah, I think tonight, your takeaways. LSU, to me, nothing has changed for me to come off LSU as the team I think will win it all. Arkansas has looked awfully good, playing really well. Tennessee is going to get out of Knoxville. I'm not going to say without a fight, but I'd be surprised if they dropped one between now and the finish line. Vanderbilt, Texas has got uphill battles. I think both of them have got the pitching to do it. Will the bats be there? I think is the bigger question with those teams. No clue what's going to happen in Oxford. Really don't know what to expect at Coastal Carolina either. Florida, again, pitching in better shape, I think, than you would think to be in the losers bracket. I think they've got enough to come out of it, but they're facing a team that's got a lot of it too. And who did we forget? Mississippi State, still in there fighting. Auburn in really good shape. I think they'll come out of that.
Kentucky.
I probably left Kentucky. Yeah, Clemson, I guess West Virginia's in the driver's seat there. I just wish Kentucky had a little better bullpen. That's the problem.
I can tell Matt watches a lot of basketball content because he says, "Don't you need to be telling us who needs to help us move our stuff?"
Yeah. I'm going to let Blake do that. I'm not even going to try to replicate those ad reads. I know my lane. Great games for Sunday indeed. All right, Graham.
Looking forward to it.
Parting thoughts on your end.
Like I said earlier, mixed bag, and honestly, really kind of a tough day for the SEC, but it's just part of it. And I mean, the SEC can still finish strong and send a bunch of teams to the Super. So you got the handful of teams that you touched on in the driver's seat, and then you got the few that have to work their way out of the loser side of the bracket.
They're not going to let me get away with it. Sanders moving. No, I'm not going to do the ad read. First of all, I don't have the ad read. Second of all, I'm not Blake Lovell. But yeah, Sanders move. If you need to move, Sanders moving is your guys. That did you watch our basketball stuff this winter?
Oh yeah.
Like people like would lay and wait for that ad read. Like they were more excited about the ad read than they were the whatever we were coming up with.
Now somebody can move a truckload of tumblers. How about that? You can tie them together. You can tie them together.
Yeah. These things, game time sidekicks, guys. They are the bomb. I mean, these things are incredible. I would buy one of these even if they weren't sending them to me for free. They're that good. All right, Graham. Tomorrow, God only knows when we'll have some. I think what we'll do tomorrow is we'll probably have a late night one about like this. Please tell me we're not starting games at 8 tomorrow.
Hold on.
Please tell me that's not going to happen.
I was just looking it up while you were speaking. I'm pulling it up right now. So it's the normal noon 3, and yeah, unfortunately we got a lot of 9 p.m.s. Arkansas's at 9, which means 8 Central. LSU's 8 Central again. Louisville's 8 Central. Oof.
And if you got the elimination game in the morning too, I mean that's a 10-hour day at the ballpark. Yeah. Well, anyway, we'll be here for it. We'll be here for it one way or the other. And what? Look at this.
I was just reading that.
That is a situation where when two teams play, if one of them has been the home team say tomorrow. It's everybody's third game. If you've been the home team once and the other team's been the home team twice, you're getting a home game, no matter how, where you are in the bracket or who's hosting or whatever. Yeah, Josh is right. I like the way they do it in Knoxville.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah. Hey, look at this.
Big man Bruce Pearl, you can watch me do that while we're about to move in a new house.
Yeah. It is 2:07 in Eastern time.
Yeah, props to everybody.
Yeah.
Staying up.
Props to you, man.
Well, I'm kind of used to it. I'm the
You probably do for a baby
I'm the
feeding
night
in the
owl
middle.
with a 4-month-old. So
Yeah.
team
All right,
no
man.
sleep.
She's 4 months. I thought she was older than that now.
4 months. She'll be 5 months and 10 days.
All right. Enjoy it. Hey, thank you guys for being here tonight. Thank you for Quinn and Josh and all the people, Mia, that gave us the super chats. Yeah. Good luck to your teams tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow night to break it down. Night/morning. Whenever. We'll be here. God bless you guys. Thanks for watching. This is baseball content at Southeastern 16. For Graham Doty, I'm Chris Lee. Good night. We'll see you again tomorrow.